Hey guys, I'm back to film a video that I feel like I actually haven't filmed in a while. I realized I haven't done a readathon in a little bit, so I'm trying to work back up to doing that. There was kind of nothing in January that I was interested in doing, so I didn't really do one in January. But there's at least two in February that I'm going to be doing. So it's time for a TBR video and an announcement video. So the one that I'm going to be doing, and I'm just going to quickly mention it here, the Manga Love Readathon that my girl Shae's putting out. That one, my TBR is going to be very random because I'm going to be bringing my Kindle, and I'm just going to basically be reading whatever I have on my Kindle that interests me at the time, because I'm going to be gone during at Katsucon, an anime convention during it. So I don't want to bring a whole bunch of books, so I'm just going to have manga on my Kindle. But the other one is ThrillerAthon Winter 2020 edition, and this is hosted by Harriet Rose and Emma, and I'll leave both of their links to their websites down, well, their YouTube pages down below. This is taking place from the 15th through the 23rd of February, and it is actually like a Clue board challenge style thing, which was part of the reason that I wanted to do this, because I love Clue, or Cluedo, however you call it. So basically the challenges are based on 3 different sections: the people, the places, and the items, and you can either do it as easy as you want it or as hard as you want it, where multiple books can count for multiple prompts, or one book can only count for one prompt. So because I'm like just getting into reading books, and I'm like, well, I've been reading for a little bit, but since it still takes me a while to read books, especially on work days, I'm going to do the easier one, and I'm actually just going to pick a book from each of the 3 prompts. And obviously some of these books would go towards multiple prompts. So there's that. So the first section is people. And let me just say, I guess might be the Cluedo style of Clue, or maybe I just have not played Clue in a very long time, but they have totally changed up the characters. I'm like, so it's Dr. Peacock, Sergeant Mustard, and Professor Scarlet. Back in my day, gosh, I'm old, the women didn't have any, like, professions. They were just Miss Peacock and Miss Scarlet and Miss White, and I think Miss White was the maid, but like nobody else was like had professions. And I was like, I guess they all went back and got degrees or something, because goodness gracious. And also Mustard, it was definitely Colonel Mustard back in the day. Is Sergeant a demotion or a promotion? I don't know the flow of that. So I was just like, what did Mustard do? Did he like save some people, or did he do something really bad and that's why he got demoted? I just don't know the difference, but I thought that was kind of interesting, and I digress. So Dr. Peacock was the oldest thriller on your TBR, and honestly guys, I don't remember like which one would be it, so there's no way I'm picking that, because I don't know, I can't remember. Thriller with the creepiest cover, well, that one would also work for that. But the one book that I'm specifically picking for the people section, which is Professor Scarlet, which is the shortest thriller under TBR, is The Girl I Used to Be. Now this one is basically about a girl who, like, her parents were murdered, and then fast forward, well, okay, her mother was murdered and everyone thought that her father had done it. So fast forward like years later, and they realized that apparently the father didn't do it. He was also killed that day. I think he was just killed in a different location. So now she, like as an older individual, is trying to hunt down like who actually killed her parents. And obviously the killer wants nothing to do with that. So this is only like 200 and something pages long. So yeah, 220. So it's definitely one of just the shortest ones on my TBR. Edge of your 3-seat page turner in this new high-stakes thriller. So yeah. So technically this would also work for shortest thriller, a new to you author, and I guess at least those two. So the next section is places, and the library is a new to you author, which she would also, that one would count for, a trope you love, and a recommended thriller. So I ended up picking Harmony House for my a trope you love. And also technically this would kind of work for a creepy house, because this would totally work for the creepy cover because that's pretty darn creepy. Look at that ghost up there. So Harmony House, my trope is haunted houses. I love haunted houses. That's like my favorite thriller trope is haunted houses. So this one is definitely haunted houses. This one is basically about a girl who ends up moving into Harmony House because her father moves them there and after her mother's death. And so they start a new life in this new mansion and everyone's like, oh, it's really cool and creepy and everything, but it's like, yeah, haunted, visions of a strange boy. Yeah, you know, it's haunted. That's all I gotta say. I love haunted houses. So that one, oh, you guys can't see those. Let's move that a little further. There we go. So that one would work for thriller with a creepy cover, a trope you love, and an author you've read before, actually, because I have read from that author before. So the next one is items. And actually, multiples of these work for this last one. So the item is the Candlestick, which is the newest thriller on your TBR, a Dagger, which is an author you've read before, which this one would count towards, and then Hardback, which is a new item they added, the group book. And this is the group book. So it is Dark Matter by Blake Cronk, I think. I have Incursion from him, but I haven't read it. So technically, this is a new to me author because I've never read anything by him yet. It's the newest thriller on my TBR because I just bought it. And it is the group book. So this also counts for multiples. Are you happy with your life? Those are the last words Jason Dreesen hears before the kidnapper knocks him unconscious. Before he wakes, he finds himself strapped to a gurney, surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. Before a man he's never met smiles down at him and says, welcome back, my friend. And the world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife, his son was never born. And Jason is not an ordinary college professor, but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. Is it this life or the other that's the dream? And even if the home he remembers is real, how will Jason make it back to the family he loves? Ta-da! So those, well, why is it so dark in that corner? It doesn't help, does it? Okay, let's just do this. So these are the 3 books that I'm going to be reading for ThrillerAthon Winter 2020 edition. I'm looking forward to it. I've been really getting into thrillers, so I totally had to jump on this readathon. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my TBR. I will see you guys later in the next video. Everyone have a very good rest of the day. Bye!